Welcome to the Start It Up podcast. Everything you need to know about starting, building, and innovating. Ready to go further? Let's start it up. So, welcome Débora to this special edition of Start It Up. It's nice to have you here. Would you be kind enough to introduce yourself and let us know who you are and tell us a little bit much more about your startup?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Débora Campos. I am the CEO and founder of AgroGrIN Tech, but I hold a PhD in biotechnology, so I come from scientific area, and then I'm moving forward to the entrepreneurial area, and I'm a believer that dreams can come true. So okay. I think that is the thing that characteristic of me. Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. So today we'll be speaking a little bit about your journey into entrepreneurship, obviously some of your challenges, and fun fact today is that today is International Women's Day.
Exactly.
So I'm supposed to bring you a flower, but we'll work on that after after the show.
I am the flower, let's say.
Oh, okay. She is the flower. Okay, so did you always want to be an entrepreneur? Obviously you came from a science background with a PhD. I imagine that was not your original goal. Did you always want to be an entrepreneur, and how did you get into entrepreneurship?
Okay, I think that my goal it wasn't to be a scientist.
Oh, really?
Say.
Okay, very interesting. So take us way back. Okay.
Exactly. I think I always imagine myself in the corporate world, in the business world. Then in the time of high school, I started to be more in contact with the science, and then I pursued that world because I was very passionate about the knowledge that was in biology and chemistry and so on, and I was not so good in mathematics, so I fled a little bit. I ran away from the business and management stuff. So, but then I discovered that science is much too difficult, and
doing a PhD is even harder.
Exactly, and I did really had to learn different skills. But I always envision myself in the corporate world to have my own business. I think it's come also from my family side that all my father, my aunts, all of them have their own business.
Okay.
Of course in different areas, but I was searching for that in my life. And with the PhD, and when I developed the idea, I thought it was a great challenge to take that and help to transfer this science to a business.
Okay, so I guess for you, it was sort of like natural for you to become a business person because you imagine yourself first as a business person rather than as a scientist. Yeah. Then you entered into science, then you went into the business, so it's quite interesting. So what was the time you had a light bulb moment? Obviously you were doing your research, and I can imagine you are diving into your scientific research. What was that light bulb moment that was like, okay, I have to do this right now, I have to set up a company? Was there something that just switched on? What was that experience like? Can you share with us?
I think it was mainly because I started to see that what we were doing at laboratory was staying at laboratory. Our only output it was the research articles, and that is not economically sustainable, let's say. And I start to think, okay, I can have an active paper on this and help to translate this knowledge to the market, and it was when I understood the scientific area and how the things were done that I identified myself as a person that could help to make that path. So I think it was in between the lab that I identified that. Yeah.
Okay. And it's very interesting. So obviously, also being a scientist as well, I could imagine there was not a lot of female representation being a scientist. Actually, Portugal has better stacks than globally, and then you now moved into this world of like startups and venture capital and stuff like that. And my question is that how was that experience for you when you realized that you are always only the only female in the room?
Oh, yeah, it was nice, okay, but let me start from the scientific area. I was always surrounded by strong women on the science field, and as you say, Portugal have a really strong area with women, and it was that was normal for me. And when I started to go to the other area where the men are the dominants, I think it was I don't know. I felt that I didn't belong
Okay.
a little bit, but I always had good connections with men, let's say, but as friends and how to connect with them, because sometimes I consider myself a tomboy, so I think I
you are able to navigate the
exactly navigate and through these situations, and I never felt that it wasn't the place for me. Okay, so at the beginning I didn't. It was not natural at the beginning, but then when I started to understand how to move, I think it was okay.
Okay, and let's speak a little bit about that. You know, you started to figure out, you mentioned something important now, how you figured out how to move. Obviously, I know for you, you felt like it sort of became natural to you at some point in time, but I can imagine there would always be challenges. You know, I don't know if you noticed any challenges while you were working as a female entrepreneur. I know people don't like to be labeled that, but you know, I think there are always just challenges just being if you identify with a certain gender or race or things like that. But then any story in particular that maybe sticks out to you?
At the beginning, I thought that I didn't notice anything, okay, that everything was okay, but now I must say that I believe that I personally I have to work harder to achieve more
things,
when I compare with my fellow colleagues from men's. So I think it's the thing that I notice more. I think the men have more validation than women, and we have to work harder in order to...
have to work twice as much.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so obviously you've been in the ecosystem for some time right now. You've also engaged with other entrepreneurs. Obviously, your experience is different from other female entrepreneurs' experience. You know, maybe it might be interesting to understand what kind of conversations you have regarding the different kind of challenges. I know you have some challenges. You mentioned some of them right now, but obviously you've spoken to more people than small female entrepreneurs. I wanted to know if there are other things you noticed in the industry, maybe not necessarily to you, but to your fellow female entrepreneurs. Is there any one of those challenges or things that you saw that you said to be weird?
I think right now the challenge that I felt it is I feel that sometimes I'm a little bit isolated, not because I'm a woman, but because of my path, let's say. So in the different places that I'm networking, I feel a little bit isolated because when I have struggles within the entrepreneurial world, it's difficult for me to have a person that I can call, I can get some feedback in different areas, and because I'm growing as an entrepreneur and the startup is growing, so sometimes it's very difficult to who I can call to help me to solve certain situations. Exactly, and because in surroundings I do not have that kind of expertise, and it sometimes is difficult on that. Okay, but for the women entrepreneurs, they can come talk to me.
To you, okay.
But I think that the most important is to find people that believe at your idea as much as you, and that is not only the team but also mentors that will believe in you and your idea and your team, and it's that to find the right people, investors, mentors, team. I think all of them have to believe in the same ideals that you, and I think that is difficult to find, and but it's very important to achieve success.
Okay. So a lot of people talk about diversity right now, and right now it's becoming very cliche. People talk about it, and some people don't even believe it. Like, okay, what is this thing we're talking about? Why do you think it's important for there to be more representation, be it female representation in terms of ethnic representation in businesses, especially in this industry?
Until a few months ago, I didn't believe in quotation, for instance, in the entrepreneurial world, cooperative world, because I think that we have to show our value.
Yes.
But my mindset changed a little bit because I think that the culture, at least in Portugal and some places that you are, you born with the idea that I don't know, that the woman should do some stuff.
Rules,
exactly, and sometimes it's difficult to change that mindset. So now and more I'm believing that we must have equality, and we do not have. So we must pursue some quotations in the entrepreneurial world, in the cooperative world, to help the women to be more confident on their roles and to achieve higher places, and to be confident to take an idea from the laboratory and to create a company. I think that we must give this support to women to believe in themselves and their ideas, and because it's much cultural not to have that security of themselves.
And let's speak a little bit about that confidence. We've haven't engaged with a lot of female entrepreneurs as well. I think that's one of the key things that they mentioned a lot of female entrepreneurs don't have in terms of like the confidence. They really don't believe. What do you think can be done to help improve that confidence? Especially this coming from like a startup accelerator where we operate in, or from your own point of view, how do you think we can boost that confidence in more females to believe in themselves?
It's difficult because I think we have to start from the literacy and education. Okay. Because I participated in a woman IT food program, and I saw that much of the ideas were targeted to children and to family, and I think the women in other areas don't believe so much that they can bring to the market big ideas. And I think that the comment that I want to say, and I think it was what functioned to me, it's to be a dreamer. If you are a dreamer, you can think a little bit high, and you can try to achieve a little bit high. So I think we have to change a little bit of the education. We have to bring these kind of programs to earlier stage for the students, for instance, to start to create their own ideas, and to bring and give confidence to these two women, and for them to believe in themselves. I think that this is the path. And for the ones with the 30s and 40s, I think never is late to start.
Never too late to start, yeah.
And I think until we die, we have time to start something and to change the world. And I think people must believe in that.
Okay, so that's very, very interesting. I just wanted to, obviously, a lot of your work has been in Portugal, and obviously you've also traveled internationally to see how the different landscape is. And I wanted to just get your take on how you felt the Portuguese scenario was different from the global scenario.
I think we are in a good path, okay? But I participated in several international programs, let's say, and I think we are well located, okay? I think that we must address also the next stages of the acceleration processes and support to the entrepreneurs, okay? I feel that we have a lot of support at the early stage, but I think there are a gap in Portugal still in the round of investments for higher values, and we must go to international areas, but sometimes it's difficult to have that connection. So I think it would be important to have other programs and supports for the next steps within the entrepreneur, not so much in the business development, the initial idea and then the acceleration, but the next steps, how to get investment, how to work on that, how to speak with investors, but in the deep dive on that for people have that skills to work on that, because I know right now that it's, for me at least, it has been a road, and it has been difficult, and I'm still learning, and I think it's a learning path.
So very interesting. So I want you just in the few last minutes just talk about what is the future for AgroGrIN Tech.
Oh my God, this is up and down, it's crazy. The future, we are working to do our pilot facility to produce our own ingredients and to have optimize our line. We have some investments on the future. We are associated with the PRR, the Plan for Resilience Transformation. So the idea is to do that and to increase the team with specific areas, with people that is older but with high experience, to mix this young team with a
more
very experienced
set of people.
Exactly, so it's to increase the team and to do this pilot. So this is next steps for AgroGrIN Tech to change the market, let's say.
That's really, really good. So we're going to go to the most fun part of the interview, and we call this question salad. So we've got a bunch of random questions in this basket, and the whole goal of this is sort of to get to know you as the entrepreneur. So you're going to pick one of these, I'm going to read it out, and then you answer them like quick fire. So you pick one. Okay, So the first one says Spider-Man or Batman.
Batman.
Batman. Okay. I'm gonna pick another one. I think I need to shake this up a little bit. Okay. This. What movie can you watch over and over without ever getting tired of?
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a good one. That's actually a good one.
How he makes money.
Ah, me too. Yeah. And he makes a whole lot of money. Okay. Let's see. If someone narrated your life, who would you want to be the narrator? That could be me. I have a good voice, don't I? I've got a radio voice. Okay, but seriously, if someone narrated your life, who would you want to be the narrator of your life? So imagine we are going to do a documentary film about you.
Okay.
And you want somebody to narrate your life. Who would you want that person to be?
Okay, I will bring. No, sorry, didn't bring a flower to me today.
I
I will say Sophia because she is a woman, first of all.
Okay.
I really like her,
Okay.
and she represents well VGI, and
Yeah.
I think that we have a connection.
Yeah, Sophia actually has a good radio voice. Shout out
Yes,
to Sophia
exactly.
Fernandez. Yeah, exactly. So let's do one more, I think. Okay. So
Thank you.
great. When was the last time you face palmed?
Face palm. What? Oh,
Yeah.
5 minutes ago.
That's a good one. Okay, so should we do one more? I think we can do one more. Let's do one
Okay.
more. Let's do one more.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. Okay, great. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that particular session.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes. So how can people find you and how can people find AgroGrIN?
Okay, we are very strong on LinkedIn.
Okay.
So I think you can follow AgroGrIN Tech or Débora Campos at LinkedIn. We
Yeah.
are also in social media. We will start to change a little bit our Instagram of AgroGrIN Tech
Okay.
because we will start to launch a little bit of products using our ingredients. So you must follow us there because we will start to give
Yeah.
product away. So
Good.
I think you must
And
follow
we
them.
would put the Instagram here, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so thank you so much, Deborah.
Thank
It
you
was
so
so
much.
amazing to have you here. Happy International Women's Day.
Thank
I
you
will
so
complete my flower drawing for you after this and
I
send
hope
it to
so.
you. Yes. Thank you so much, and we look forward to having more conversations with you in the
Okay.
future.
Thank you so much for
Thank
this
you.
invitation.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for listening to our podcast. Please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel and follow us on all our social media platforms. If you'd like to know more about our programs, make sure you also visit our website at www.pgi.pt. Muito obrigado.